What's up YouTube? Back again with a brand new family-friendly video. So this is offensive streetwear number 3, so you probably know the drill by now, but if you're new, everything showcased in this video are items made by various streetwear and fashion brands that people online took offense to. This is not a list of stuff that bothers me personally, and if you haven't checked out the first 2 videos, I will include them on the outro card at the end of this one. Now, before we get started, I would like to give a huge shout out to YTG LA for making this video possible. I've shown some of their clothing on the channel before, and recently they released a collection of outerwear that's honestly pretty amazing. I have 2 of the pieces from the collection, the first one being the Tonal Sherpa 3/4 zip, which I'm wearing in a size small right here. This one's just got a really dope classic look to it, and is really warm for the cold winter months. And next, we got what is currently my favorite piece of clothing in my closet, the Safari Print Sherpa Full Zip, also in a size small. The pattern on this one is just so unique and wild. It kind of reminds me of, you know, those crazy patterns that are on like the public bus seats, but I love it, so definitely a statement piece to say the least. And make sure to use code ALEX15 at checkout for a discount. Also, make sure to follow YTG on Instagram as well, and if you have any questions regarding sizing or anything, feel free to ask in the comments section or just DM me on Instagram. First on this list, we have a collection of t-shirts released by Wang in 2016. The shirt had a picture of Donald Trump's face with a tiny mustache drawn on him, and underneath the photo in tiny writing was Donald J. Trump 2016 through 2020, we f***ed up. Complex posted a picture of the shirt on Twitter, and a few people chimed in to voice their opinions on the design. Some felt that putting anything Hitler related was a bit too far and in bad taste. Others felt like it was disrespectful and that the comparison was dumb, but most just found it to be not that big of a deal. For some reason, I saw a couple of tweets at people being mad at Complex as opposed to Tyler, the creator who designed the shirt, but hey, go figure. One Twitter user who owns the shirt claimed they didn't wear it often because from the distance it just looks like you're wearing a Donald Trump shirt, and only upon closer examination is the mustache, Wang logo, and small text visible. Next on this list is actually a variety of products that the teachers and faculty members at my middle school back in the day were offended by, and it's the Rogue Status gun show clothing. Whether it was the all-over print hoodies, shorts, or tees, the parents and teachers absolutely hated this stuff. I personally never owned anything from the brand, but I do remember that they ended up banning the print at our school because it was too violent and inappropriate for young kids to wear, at least according to the school district or whatever. But next on this list is a shirt from LRG that had a picture of a woman with tape over her mouth and "Enjoy the Silence" written beneath the graphic. The shirt was widely available in a variety of different colors for quite some time, until 2010 when a handful of students from California State University tried to get LRG to stop producing the item because they claimed the shirt encouraged the silence and suppression of women, as well as devaluing women's voices. LRG, however, didn't stop producing it, so the students started to target stores that carried the shirt, such as retail chains like Tilly's. And a woman by the name of Daisy started up a petition on change.org to have the shirt discontinued. She also claimed that she personally contacted several companies that carried the shirt and got them to take it down from their sites. But to my knowledge, she was never fully successful in getting the brand itself to discontinue the product. Next up, we have shirts and hats from the brand Pleasures, and why this caught my attention was because some journalist named Ryan Bassel, who works for Noisey, had an article with a headline that read, "The Worst Things of All Time. Some guy is selling t-shirts celebrating Morrissey and Kurt Cobain's deaths." So we asked him why. And right underneath the article title was the statement, "Is there some deep and complex meaning at play that we are just missing every single time, or are they tasteless shitbags?" And in the article, Ryan interviews Alex, who was the creator of this collection, which consisted of dad caps that said, "In loving memory of Morrissey, 1959 to 2015, and a t-shirt with Kurt Cobain's suicide note. The journalist starts off the article basically stating how he thinks the collection is disgusting, and that its shock value is for the sake of making a quick buck from online attention. A criticism that was thrown at Pleasures was that it was disrespectful and insensitive to put R.I.P. Morrissey on a hat, considering a year prior he was diagnosed with cancer and had already sought several treatments. And even now in 2018, at the time of this recording, Morrissey is still alive. Alex responded saying that he meant R.I.P. Morrissey with regards to him being done with touring, as opposed to predicting when he would pass away. The journalist then proceeded to ask if Alex felt like the Cobain tea was glamorizing suicide, to which he responded, no, nothing like that came into play, followed by, there's a lot of people out there who think it wasn't suicide, you know? So there's that argument to that. That's a real case, and that case has now been reopened, so maybe it wasn't even suicide. You don't really know. I'm sure Courtney Love gets called a murderer every day of her life. It's either or. It could really go either way. What do you think? All in all, it doesn't seem like they were able to meet in the middle or come to an understanding on the why regarding the collection, but it is a pretty interesting interview overall, so I will leave a link to it in the description below for you guys to see the entire conversation between the two. Next up on this list, we have a shirt and hoodie released by FTP, donning a photo of Rodney King's face after he was beaten by LAPD officers back in 1991 after fleeing and evading them on California State Route 210. This event and the trial that preceded it were the precursor to the LA riots, where the verdict was that the officers involved were not guilty of any crimes, which caused an eruption of anger by many in Los Angeles. Only a few people were upset about this particular release, but overall not too many. Some said that they couldn't wear these items because the video of the beating was enough to make the imagery sickening to them. But some also mentioned that they felt like suburban kids were going to be rocking this stuff, and they wouldn't even know the backstory of who Rodney King was. However, a subscriber hit me up on Instagram and told me that the proceeds from the shirt were apparently going to a charity of some sort, but I can't seem to find any screenshots to prove this claim, and he doesn't have any either. So if any of you guys know if that was actually true, let us know in the comments section below. Lastly on this list, we have a shirt released by Fresh Drive back in 2009 that had a close-up image of Chris Brown smiling with the caption, "Wanted for domestic violence," referencing the 2009 incident that occurred on the way to the VMAs between Chris Brown and then-girlfriend Rihanna. Obviously, Chris Brown was personally offended by this shirt, but he was even more mad when Frank Ocean was photographed wearing the shirt in 2013, which wasn't too long after Frank and him had a physical altercation, as well as a back-and-forth feud online. Actually, I would like to bring up one more honorable mention, and that is the FTP Terror Organization hoodie, which you guys keep telling me to include in these videos for some reason, but with regards to that shirt, I couldn't find any posts of people actually being offended by it. But it is to be noted that the U.S. Treasury Department sent FTP a cease and desist and even shut down their PayPal accounts so they wouldn't be able to sell them anymore. Zac goes into greater detail on the situation in his No Jumper interview if any of you are interested. I will leave a link to it in the description as well. So that pretty much sums this video up. Thank you guys for all the support on the most offensive streetwear and offensive clothing items removed from store series. It was kind of difficult to post the majority of these over the past few months because, as you know, YouTube is not really fond of this type of content. So for you guys to continue to support it, it really does mean a lot. And I'm glad a lot of you are enjoying this stuff for the most part. I know some of you are kind of sick of it already, but hey, I mean, I guess I can't please everyone. I do have a lot of new stuff already planned to release in 2019, and I really hope you guys stick around to see what's up next. And please make sure to watch the last video I released if you haven't already. Make sure to also check out YTG's website and use the code ALEX15. They really do make great high quality pieces, and they're a pretty new brand that I personally think deserves our support. They've been rocking with the channel for quite a while as well. I mean, like, they were way smaller like when I first started showing their stuff. I think it was earlier in the beginning of this year or so. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and for all the continued support, and I hope all of you have a great 2019 and achieve everything you have planned for the new year. And yeah, I don't know, now I'm rambling. This is like completely like off script, but yeah, thank you guys so much once again. Peace out, YouTube.